Hey, what's up guys? It's Coach Karina. I wanted to chime in at the beginning of Brick to talk with you guys about some things that we're going to be working on over the next 6 weeks. This time for Movement of the Month in September, we're actually going to extend it into October so we can get to spend the whole Brick focusing on a complex movement pattern that we spend a lot of time with that's pretty important in our training. So we've been working on the hip hinge, shoulder mobility, shoulder stability, overhead deep squatting over the last few months. And this time we're combining it into one super powerful package as you love called the burpee. We're spending time on the burpee this month because we're including it in the fit test. You're doing it this week as part of your assessment. You're going to train for it all Brick. And then at the end of Brick, our big fundraiser for Burpees for Boobs on October 7th, you're going to be doing more. So I want to make sure that your bodies and your mind are ready for all of that training. Like I said, the burpee is a super complex movement. It's a combination of a lot of the basic movement patterns that we've been working on over the last few months. And so the corrective exercises that you already know that we're addressing your squatting pattern and your shoulder stability, and those exercises can help train for the burpee. So everything that you've learned, and if you had any corrective exercises or KMS exercises that were particularly favorites, that might mean that you should keep spending some time with them. Those exercises can help support your training going forward. So they could be your work to do at home. You can work them in between sets during your Kaia workout, certainly as part of your warm-up. So burpees are complex. They're a skill. And so this movement of the month is going to be focused on that skill training. The primary, if we're breaking down the burpee though, like we always like to do, is break down our complex patterns into more simple pieces so we can understand what our bodies need to be able to do. The basic movement that goes with a burpee is a push pattern. Just like if you're pushing something in front of you, you're pushing that ground away as you're coming up every time you do a burpee. You're controlling your descent down to the ground each time. So it's basically a lot of this push pattern. So we don't just get better at pushing by practicing more pushing. What we need to do is, again, break it down further. What else do we need to be able to do? So this push pattern involves wrist extension. That's bending your wrist back in this direction. That can be an issue for a lot of folks. So that part could be taken out and you could just do it with your fists in a wrist in a neutral position on the top of your knuckles. You can hold on to the bar of a dumbbell as long as it's stable to modify a lot of this stuff. But basically the push pattern usually involves wrist extension, elbow extension or straightening. You start with a bent and you push it straight. And then the shoulder flexes. So it usually comes from a neutral position with the arms by the side and it ends up out in front of you in a forward or flexed position. In addition to that, in order for your arm to be able to do that, your shoulder blade has to be very stable. So there has to be good control of all that movement of the shoulder blade, tons of muscles that attach to it and can help out with that. And then depending on the position you're in or where your load is being applied to your body, your trunk and your lower half had better be pretty stable too. So all the exercises that we're going to do in skills training and corrective training for the push pattern go with the burpee also. So each week there's going to be an exercise. It's a push pattern corrective exercise or training exercise, and then another exercise that goes with the skill of the burpee. Basically, we can break down the burpee into 7 parts, and you can stay tuned for another video with the details and pictures on that. But basically, you start in your stance position, you squat down, you get into plank somehow. You either step or you jump back into plank. You do a push-up, so that includes going all the way down into a chaturanga or even all the way down to the floor. Push back up, jump or step back into the squat, and then jump yourself back up to that prep position. So basically there's 7 steps in a burpee. The transitions between those steps, between those positions, are our journey. That's where we have the opportunity to improve. You guys can squat, you guys can plank, you guys can push-ups. You just spent all summer on your push-up challenge. You're rock stars with push-ups. You know how to squat. You just spent all of August training your squat. Your planks rock. You're Kaia girls. That's how it works. But the transitions between those two are not only where we have the most opportunity to improve. So if you make that transition, your squat to plank to push-up transitions, if those transitions can be smooth and efficient and you don't waste any energy or power, your number of burpees that you can do at pace is going to increase also. So if that's the goal, like it is in your fit test, get that burpees in that AMRAP or number of burpees in it for amount of time, like at the end of Brick for the fundraiser, those exercises, those transitions are where we can spend time to help enhance that performance. So each week there will be one exercise that's related to the push pattern and how to get that part better, and that includes full body stability, includes shoulder stability, arm movement. There's also going to be another exercise that's practicing the transition between all those phases of the burpee and the pieces that we tend to miss which can decrease the safety of the exercise and also the efficiency of the exercise. So of course, I'm interested in helping keep you safe while you're training hard, but I'm also interested in helping you enhance your performance, especially those of you that have been around for a long time. You've done millions of burpees in your life as a Kaia girl. I want to help that get better. You can do more. You can get better. But me just telling you to go faster isn't the way to do it. There are other ways that we can fill in the gaps to help build a better athlete. So, happy Brick. Enjoy the movement exercises. The best way to follow this and the best way to keep progressing forward with all of this is to follow me on Instagram at Kaia Moves, KAIAMOVES. And also there's a YouTube channel called Kaia Moves where we have all these videos as well. Of course, the Instagram usually tends to be pictures and some quick reminders of the exercises. And on YouTube, there's an opportunity for a longer explanation and a bit more about how to work that in. So coaches, Kaia girls, follow me and keep working on all those corrective exercises to help build your best athlete.